Hello, welcome to my channel. Recently I have made a Marie Antoinette costume with cloth 3D. Some of the viewers were asking about how I made the pannier. It's actually pretty simple. And here is how to do it. First, the type of petticoat I made was the 18th century pocket hoops. It's a shorter version of panniers. I have uploaded the avatar in 3D window. Before starting making the patterns, I will move the avatar arms higher, so I will have enough space to work on the hoops. If you don't know how to move avatar joints, please watch my tutorial of how to create avatar poses. First step. I will use rectangle tool to create a waistband. Use add point split line tool, move mouse cursor to waistband. Right-click and choose Uniform Split. I will divide the waistband into 4 segments. Now I have a center front point, and 2 side seam points. On the side point, I will add a 3 inches point on each side and remove the side point. This distance will be the width to attach the hoop. You can decide the width according to the waist and hip measurements. Add an internal line to the center front point, right-click and choose Cut and Sew. Delete half of the waistband and select center front segment. Right-click and choose Unfold. Use arrangement points to place this piece on avatar in 3D window. Sew the 2 ends and simulate. Strengthen and freeze the pattern. Next, I will create a 14 by 12 inches rectangle piece as the hoop base. Again, the width and length will be different depending on your avatar size. Place this pattern on the side of the avatar. Use Edit Pattern tool to move top rectangle point distance and make top segment line 2 inches shorter. Select top and bottom segment lines, right-click and choose Distribute Internal Line between segment line to add a center internal line inside the pattern. Use top segment width to create a new rectangle shape. The height of this piece will be the distance you want the hoop to start from the waistband. I used 6 inches for this example. Move this piece to the side of the avatar and above the base hoop pattern in 3D window. Use Edit Pattern tool to make top segment shorter as well, this way will reduce the thickness of the gathering at waist. Click Sewing tool to attach this piece to the waistband and base hoop pattern. Strengthen the base hoop and simulate. Everything looks good. I can start making the bottom hoop pattern. Use bottom hoop segment measurement to make a new rectangle. Add a center point to the bottom segment. Use Smooth Curve tool, click on each side of the bottom point, drag it toward the center point to create a curve edge. Place this piece to the bottom of the hoop base pattern. It looks too wide, so I will scale it down using Transform Pattern tool. Make a duplicate of this piece. This will be the top hoop panel. Move this piece to the top of the hoop in 3D window. The width of this pattern should match top segment line of the base hoop. It's 14 inches now and I need to shorten it to 12 inches. I am going to use Transform Pattern tool to scale it horizontally. By the way, turn on Show Line Length from Information Display will help when adjusting the width. Once it's done, I will make the side hoop panel. Use Copy and Paste to make a duplicate of the base hoop pattern. Use Transform Pattern tool to scale the width. The bottom segment line should match the length of the bottom hoop curve. For the top segment, I will move both point to adjust the width to match the top hoop curve. Strengthen all the hoop patterns and use sewing tool to connect them. Freeze base hoop pattern, then click simulate. There's no issues. The last part is to make the top outer panel to hold the side hoop panel. Make a copy of the top base hoop panel. First I will increase the width of this piece. Then, go to 2D window toolbar. Select fullness line. Click 2 points to select the first line. Then repeat the same to select second segment line. In fullness window, choose both direction. Under/line length. Enter the amount of the top hoop panel curve length. Click OK. Use trace tool to remove base lines. Connect this piece with waistband and top hoop panel. Click simulate. Everything fits okay, but I wanted the side hoop to drop a little lower, so I will adjust the curved shape of the outer top panel. Now the hoop structure is done, I can start adding details. First, I will add bonings. Select the 3 horizontal lines on the side hoop panel. Right-click and choose Offset as internal line. Enter distance amount and click OK. While all the lines are highlighted as yellow, right-click and choose Cut and Sew. Select all the boning pattern and increase the thickness in Property Editor. By the way, normally the width of the boning are less than ½ inches. However, to hold the shape better in Clo 3D, I used 1 inch width. Choose a stiff heavy material for your boning and hoops. For my demonstration, I am using trim hardware material. I will also add bond to the patterns. Simulate again to check if there's any issue. You can use seam tape to reinforce the seams. I can see the bottom hoop panel is dropping. To fix it, I will add 3 internal lines to the curve edge. Turn on simulation. And adjust the fold angle in Property Editor to fold the bottom hoop panel up. Now the pocket hoop fits pretty well. Select all hoop patterns. Right-click and choose Symmetric Pattern with sewing to create the hoop for the other side. Check if there's any sewing missing, then click Simulate. And there, I have made a 18th century pocket hoop. To add a top skirt layer, I will freeze all the hoop pattern first. Upload the skirt patterns and change the pattern layer to 1. Click Simulate and adjust the skirt position in 3D window. Once it's done, change the layer back to 0. And here is the final look. When making actual pocket hoop sample, you can make a tunnel on the hoop top and use a string to tie it at waist. Some of the pocket hoop will have a slit opening on the top panel. In the past, they actually put a pocket inside the hoop to be able to carry small items. If you want to keep the hoops in place, you can add straps to connect front and back hoop. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.